Shall we start? Let's start, actually. So we're given like 5 minutes for everyone. Can you guys see my story? So yeah. So who I am actually. So 2 years ago, almost like 2 years ago, I first started my journey in 2019 November actually. So when I first started my journey, for me it was like that was me in 2019. I have been like huge for more than around like 15 years, and I've struggled with many health issues actually. So I have my PCOS. I have other different health issues. Please do not mind my voice. I have been having a cold, so my voice is actually a bit sand cracked today. Hope it's going to be okay. So, as I was saying, in 2019, I first started my journey. I first met my coach through a friend and Coach Sufa. She's been amazing with me she's been there every moment of my life since till the day that I met her. And as I was saying before, I was feeling tired all the time. I just run around or even walk a bit. I feel tired and I feel out of breath. So that was me in 2019. And after I started my program, I first started in my 10 days program. And the first 10 days, even I lost around like 3 kgs, and which actually gives me a boost, I would say. And it actually gives me like what say motivations. That's what we all actually want. So I got the motivation, and my coach was looking after me every day. And then that was the beginning of my journey. And in 2020, that is how I look. And in 2001, I would say, more amazing, more sexy, I would say. So after actually starting as a happy customer, what I actually wanted to do was that I wanted to help others who had been struggling with weight for years, and people actually who had health issues. So I thought if my actually life can be transformed, I can actually help others also to transform. So I became a wellness coach and a transformer, I would say, helping others also to change their life. And I started another avenue, I would say, is the cooking. So at first, I would say I actually didn't like cooking at all. At all, I just hated cooking. But now it's more of like a passion. I always like keep thinking, what am I gonna do today? What am I gonna have for this week? I pre-cook my dishes for especially my lunch. I pre-cook because I have a very busy schedule. I have to go to office. I have to do a lot of stuff. So I pre-cook, I prep my meals for one whole week before the week actually starts. So I'll be like thinking, what am I gonna do? What are the interesting ways that I can make more meals? And what are the easier ways to make a meal actually? So today actually is going to be my next 5 days lunch. I'll be making today with you guys. So I'm going to be using a lot today. So it's going to be very interesting. So let me actually stop share my screen.
Ifa, you are muted.
Thank you for letting me know that I'm muted. I have spoken a lot. I said I have a lot in my kitchen today. I'm using my sister's kitchen today. So today what I'm going to be using is I'm going to use pumpkin. So it's a complex carb. One of the best things that you can have is pumpkin and sweet potato. So today I'm going to be using pumpkin and I'm going to do a stuffed pumpkin. So I'm going to stuff the veggies inside the pumpkin and I'm going to be using. So the ingredients, it's going to be very easy because the veggies are already cut off. You can use a lot. So what I am going to be using is that I'm going to be using mixed veggies. So in this one, we have peas, long beans, we have corn, we have carrots. So long beans is a very good, I would say this is high in carb. One of the veggies that is high in carb is what? Long beans and actually corns. So these things you can actually use in your detox weeks so that you will not be using carb. But this meal, we're going to be using some complex carbs. So it's going to be definitely our lunch. So, and I am going to be using, I'm going to be using some tomato. I'm going to be using onion. I'm going to use some garlic and I'm going to use some lemon. Also, I'm going to use some chicken stock. Okay. So you can use any kind of chicken stock. And if you don't want to do actually chicken stock, you can use veggie stock also. So give me just 1 second. I am going to, I'm going to be using chicken also. Chicken is for protein. Okay. So for the spices, I'm going to be using rosemary. You can use fresh rosemary also. So when you're like baking, you can just put one big stem of rosemary, but I'm going to be using the dried ones. I'm going to be using paprika. So whoever actually is not a fan of chili, you can use paprika because paprika is not that hot and it's going to be easy. And I'm going to be using some olive oil and I'm going to be using some salt. I'm going to be using salt and I am actually going to be using chili. I love hot dishes. I know it's going to be very difficult for my throat today, but I can't let go of this. So I'm going to be using this and I'm also going to be using some curry leaves. So I'm going to stir fry a bit of chicken. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is the pumpkin. I'm going to take the inside, the seeds out of the pumpkin first. So let's do this. 1 second, I'm going to wash it out. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just going to cut it. So I'm going to cut this part out and I'm going to take the seeds out. Okay. You can see, right? Okay. Let's do this. It's not going to be that difficult. If you want, you can open it a bit more. So I am going to try and take it nicely. Okay, see if I can just take it. Okay. Okay. This is more like for the Halloween. You can actually, I'm gonna take off the seeds inside. So in the Halloween, you actually craft the pumpkin. So this can be an amazing dish for the Halloween season. So Halloween is almost by, I would say. So you can just have a fun dish. Okay, take the seeds out. So what you can actually do is that the seeds are actually really healthy. So you can roast the seeds and you can use the seeds also for like a snack. So you can do that also. Let me just take the whole seeds out so that I can have more space inside this one. Okay. Just clean it inside nicely and you can have it. What you can do is actually you can clean the seeds also from here and you can actually put the seeds back also. That also something you can actually do. So you see, you can actually take the seeds out and you can use the seeds actually. You can use the seeds for the dish also. So I'm going to use just a bit of seed also in this one. Okay. So that you can actually have some seeds taste also, pumpkin taste also. Okay, let's just clean it a little bit more. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can just go ahead and ask anytime, okay? I am just going to take a few more of these seeds. Okay, I think that will be enough. I'm going to throw this part out. Just going to clean. I'm going to be using the whole thing, okay? So if you actually cut it nicely, you can have kind of a lid actually here. You can have a lid. Yes, so I can use them. Do tell me if my voice is also low also, okay? Might not be that clear. So just take this part off and you can use it as a lid also, like that, just a lid. Okay. Sorry about it, because I'm having a really bad cold after the food. So the next part is that I'm going to be cutting off the chicken. I'm going to put aside the pumpkin, and the next step is going to be the chicken. Okay? So I'm just going to cut the chicken into little pieces. I'm going to take the fatty parts. I'm going to take it off because we want to eat this. So I can just take off this part. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to cut it into little parts. Okay? So what I'm actually going to do is that I'm going to fry that what you can do is that if you don't want it to fry chicken, you don't have to fry. You can just put it, you can stuff with all the veggies inside. But I'm gonna do a bit of fry just with garlic and just onion and garlic. I'm gonna do a little bit of onion and garlic in this. Okay, and I'm gonna cut it into smaller pieces. Okay. So this part it's not gonna be good. The only part which actually takes more time is the baking. So either, since I am actually frying, I'm already going to be frying the chicken. It will take you less time. Okay. Any questions? I love my dishes to look beautiful. So that's the reason why it gives you more appetite when it looks more appealing to you. So I hope the picture that you have seen in the flyer looks appetizing for you guys. Okay. It's going to be easy if you actually cut it into small slices because it's going to be easy to stuff into the pumpkin. It is the biggest size. You can already hear my oven hissing. This one pumpkin is on its way to be ready. So you guys are going to be amazed to see what it is. Right, I'm going to wash this and cut some onions. Okay, now we're going to cut some onions. Okay, I'm going to be cutting some onions. This one also I'm going to be using dice. Okay, I'm going to cut a bit of dice. So what I am going to do right now is that I'm going to cut a bit for the stir fry part, and I'm also going to keep some to the veggies so that actually when it is baking, the veggies also will have some kind of onion taste. And when I am actually stir frying the chicken, I can actually get the taste of the onion inside the chicken. So the pumpkin is actually, the one I'm using is quite small. So this one, it's more like of 3 people. And the one that is already in baking, it's like around like 4 people. So that's the reason why I'm saying that I pre-cook my lunch so that I don't have to cook every day. And I don't actually mind eating the same thing because it gives me, if I actually don't make my lunch, I'll end up eating whatever which is in my office. But if I actually have my lunch already, even though if it is same meal for the whole week, I don't mind it because I'm going to be eating healthy. That's my goal actually, to have a lifestyle where I can enjoy food and plus to have a lifestyle where I can actually lose weight also. That's okay. So now I am going to do a bit of garlic. What you can use is that you can actually have diced already garlic powder. but today I'm going to be using some raw garlic. I am going to use just one. So when you actually press the garlic like that, it's easy to take the skin off. And what you can just do is that you can either cut or you can use a guard also. This. You just use it like this. And I'm gonna stir fry it. And the other thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna use chili. So I'm gonna cut this last. Okay. Before that, I'm gonna cut some curry leaves. Okay. Just a bunch of curry leaves. So when you cut it, it's easy. Like you don't have to be worrying about eating the whole leaf thing. So you can just cut just into little pieces. So what other thing actually you can do is that you can use spinach. You can use a bit of spinach also and add the spinach. Also get stuff the spinach. So today for the green, I am actually using long beans. I would say that's too much, right? It's a bit too much. So I'm just gonna throw a bit. And okay. Done. So I'm just gonna put a bit of this one. And I'm gonna use this too. So one thing you can do is that you can wait till the oil gets a bit warmed up. You can just do it. Okay, I'm going to cut just a little bit of this one, okay? Not too much because it's going to be really hot. But I love the taste of this. So I can't resist it. Even with this voice and even my throat is having a bit of roughness, I still love it. I can't just let go of this. But if you do not actually want to make it hot, you just don't have to use it. Okay. I'm gonna use the chicken. I'm not gonna fully cook it. Okay. It's gonna. I just want the water to come out so that we can actually use it. So what else I have actually used is that I've already like put up the chicken stock. I'm gonna add a bit of chicken stock in it. And I'm gonna add salt. I'm gonna add some salt. Okay, we're just gonna keep it for 2 minutes. Okay. And the third part. So this is, oh, One more thing. We need to cut the tomatoes. Then I'm using tomato also side. So just dice it. I love using all the colors. So today, the only color which is actually missing here is purple. So what you can do is that you can just bring out some cabbage, purple cabbage, and you can use that also. Because there's no actually any kind of restriction to any kind of veggie that you can be using for this one. Stop. You can use it just anything. Okay. So now actually it's time to add a bit of mixing. Okay. So I am first going to add the onions. Onion. And then I'm gonna cut the lime a little bit, just a small amount. I'm not gonna be using a lot. I'm just gonna use a small amount of this. And I am going to add salt. Just 1 teaspoon. And I'm gonna use the paprika. So you can add as much as you want. So I'm gonna add a bit more, and then I'm gonna use rosemary. I don't want to add too much of rosemary, just a little bit, because it has quite a strong taste with the spices. And then I'm going to just add all it together. Okay. So just gonna add the onion. Into this, I'm gonna mix actually this. Okay. This is more like making a salsa. And the next part is going to be the tomato. Just gonna add tomato, and I'm gonna put some lime in it. So I'm gonna just squeeze the lime. It's gonna squeeze it. If you like the lime taste a lot, then you can just use the whole thing. What else I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna add the pumpkin seeds in it. And I just add. And what else I'm gonna add is that the chicken stock. So I'm gonna add the chicken stock. This. So that you will have just a bit of this also. And what else I'm gonna add is that since I'm gonna be baking, I'm not gonna be cooking this stuff, the whole thing. I'm just gonna use it here. I'm just gonna mix the whole thing. Okay. So since I already stir fried the chicken, the more time that I've been needing is to bake pumpkin. So if I stir fry it up ahead and not put just stuff the raw chickens in it, what the timing can be around like, so if it is not stir fried, you can do an hour, and if it is stir fried, and then you can do like 30 minutes actually. And the other thing is that it also depends on the veggies. So if you're actually using raw veggies, it'll take more time for it to get softened. So around like 14 minutes. But if you're using the frozen veggies, like today, I'm using a bit of frozen veggies. So if you're using frozen ones, it doesn't take much time actually to cook. So you can just use a little bit. I just wash my plate. Put this here, and I'm going to stuff the pumpkin. Okay, I'm going to stuff it. So you can see, you can just put inside, you can just stuff the whole thing inside. Okay, you can put as much as you want. Okay, so you can use it like this, and then just put the lid on, and then just bake it for like this one. This one will take around like 30 minutes to bake. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm going to let actually the one in the oven to finish it up. So I'm going to share my slides now. Okay. Okay. So let me just share the slides. So today I'm actually using the whole thing, I would say. Okay, give me just 1 second. I'm running around everywhere today. Okay, let's do this. Do you guys have any questions so far? No questions.
Can we use any other protein than the chicken?
Yeah, you can use fish. That is also something you can use if you are actually a vegetarian. You can use some chickpeas or some plantain also. You can use that also if you want. So if you wanted to use the lanterns, you can do the same thing that I have done with the chicken. You can just stir fry it a bit with different spices. Okay, any kind of spices. So when you're using spices, you actually don't get any kind of restriction. Any spice that you really love, you can just use it and go ahead and use. Okay, so okay, I am going to do the slides. So what right now you're seeing is our fit clubs. So the fit clubs and the nutrition clubs. So these are the physical ones all over Malaysia. So I know we are all from all over the world, all international. So if you're in Malaysia, you should definitely visit different places. So you have a lot of places in different places, and we have more than like 500 coaches here to enjoy. So the other thing is that we have our, give me just 1 minute to see the slides so you guys. So what you're seeing right now is that we had those, the first slide that you show was our physical clubs. We also have our lifestyle hub, our online platform, where actually this is the schedule for that slide. So you can see our 5 a.m. club where you can just get some personal development. You can get up early at 5 a.m., have a bit of exercise, do a bit of meditation, listen to our amazing coaches telling about different things that you can learn about lifestyle actually, and even your personal life. So it's very important. What you can actually see in this slide is our 100% mindset and our 20% workout and our 80% nutrition. So we have our nutrition sessions in Sundays, we have in Wednesdays our healthy cooking classes, and we have our fit hour morning and also afternoon, evening time. And these are actually our different programs, okay, our transformation programs. As I was saying in my story, the first program that I actually joined was 10 days lean and tone project. And I was in a lean and tone project for about like 2 to 3 seasons before I joined my first journey to be fit mom. What our 21 days fit challenge. So at first we have a journey to be fit mom, and it was actually changed into a challenge where everybody can like boost up. So we have our 21 days fit challenge. So actually after doing 2 seasons of lean and tone and 2 seasons of our 21 days, our next actually project should be our makeover project. So our makeover project is an 8-week project where you can have a total transformation of your body. You can tone up, and the amazing thing is that you can have about like a photo shoot after the end of the 8th season. And then the next step definitely is going to be your 6 steps. So then next is going to be our body transformation challenge. It's also a 8-week one, and you will have an amazing photo shoot after that. So definitely when you get your 6-pack, a photo shoot should be indeed something that you should actually get. So the next slide is our MOP Singapore slide. So our Singapore slide, we just started our MOP. So we just started our MOP in Singapore International. I'm gonna have an amazing, you can still talk to your coaches and see if you can actually register to this project also. And we have our August and September promotion. You still have 1 more day to go, so you can just still qualify. If you're close to this, you can still qualify to this amazing promotion, a 12-month promotion. You can definitely get it. Okay. Okay, I think that will be all. We have our fit hour also, so don't leave. You can just stay here and you can have your fit hour at 5 o'clock. Sorry, at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Okay, so that's about the slide. So let's see what's in the oven, okay?
Ifa, mini mute Wifa.
My apologies again. I'm saying you can either use the green color pumpkin or you can use the one that you use the orange color one, and you can use the green color. Both you can actually use. So do you want to see what's inside? Okay, it's very hot. Use two books. And let's see what is inside. So
Shifa, you are muted.
you guys can hear me. I'm gonna try and okay. Let's take a picture of this first. Okay. Let me know if you are done with the picture. So what you can do is that you can actually take the pumpkin part, this part, and then take the whole stuffed inside also. So the whole thing is actually going to be like quite yummy because the whole thing is being cooked in chicken stock. Okay. So let's take a picture. You guys ready? Okay. Take one more. Just 1 second, okay? Okay. Any questions, guys? Shall we take a picture of everyone? Okay. Take a picture with everyone. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? No questions for today? Do you guys think you're gonna love this dish? You can put it in the chat log. You can say 1 if you're gonna like this dish. Flood in the chat log actually. And write 1 that you cannot wait to actually check out the dish. So keep in mind, today's dish is actually going to be taking you guys a bit longer time to bake. So you can actually do like 30 to 1 hour also. Okay. Okay, so if you guys don't have any questions, I am actually gonna say bye to everyone. And we have a 6 hour starting in about like 10 minutes time. So bye everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. See you guys in another cooking class. I'm definitely gonna get a good recipe again. Bye everyone.
Bye.